What began as a short flight to Chicago turned into a lifelong journey for independent national sales director Judy Rohde. She had no idea that that trip would hold her destiny. She says, I sat down next to a fired up independent beauty consultant, fresh from seminar, and Judy embraced the opportunity after speaking with this woman. I was more ambitious than I realized, she says. Growing up, I didn't learn to set goals or build relationships. Mary Kay taught me that. And while learning her skills and building a successful business, she qualified for 10 career cars. Eight of them pink Cadillacs, and was the state contest winner for the highest unit in Texas in 2000. It's a big state. When you say that's when Mary Kay got started, so it's a lot.
That's a good crowd.
She was a 2-time member of the Court of Sharing, and both times in the top 20 in her seminar. She has made 19 appearances in the unit circles, including 6 times in the prestigious $500,000 achievement, and qualified for 6 top director trips and 3 prestige trips. Judy was the top 10 of her seminar 3 times. Debuting as a national sales director from Maryland, Welly-Valella area in 2002, she's a member of the NSDE Millionaires Club with over $2 million she's earned in commission since starting her business in 1983 and until she debuted as an emeriti in January 2008. Judy says, Mary Kay Ash used to say, just go and give. I've found that you need to work with a go-give heart consistently every day. And I've seen the power of letting the love flow. Before I call her up, let me just tell you why I wanted to personally introduce her. Because she really taught me how to be a good friend. When I met her at Lake Tahoe, when we were both invited to speak at a retreat of National Sales Director Candy Jackson, she came out in a robe and her hair in a towel. And she was like Mary Kay. She just poured love. She didn't care how she looked. She just poured out. She had no idea, never really met me. We were in different seminars. She poured out love. And I really was taken aback because I'm like, whoa, maybe you can love me once you get to know me, but you love me now? You know? Oh my goodness. And so like I said, I was just, this is a little different. You know what I mean? Real loving, like Mary Kay, you know, taking my hands and having a towel on her head, not caring how she looked, but caring how I felt. And so we went on to do the retreat, and we had such fun, and I learned that a friend is fun, right? Friends are fun. And we had such a giggle one night as we froze our tails off in twin beds. We were in the same bedroom, and we were at Lake Tahoe. It gets very cold. It was a fall retreat, and our bedroom had nothing underneath it. I guess it was just wood and nothing, yes, your face, nothing underneath it. And so Candy and her husband were snuggled in an insulated, seemingly, room, and us two nationals were in this room, and we're laying there silent. You know how you're like, I can't talk, you know, it's late, she's probably asleep, she's thinking the same thing, and I don't know who spoke first, but we said, are you freezing? And I said, yes, I'm freezing, I can't sleep. And we were so timid, you know, being thoughtful people, both of us, to change the thermostat because Candy and her husband were snuggled in. And you know, when somebody turns on the heat, she was the master of the retreat, not us. But I think we turned it up a little bit. But we had such a giggle. And you know, here's the thing that she taught me as a friend. It wasn't just that retreat. It was forever. but she kept in touch and she kept loving me and affirming me. And a friend is someone, you don't have to see them all the time, but they're the same all the time and they're loyal. And I know that Miss Judy Rohde will always be my friend. There's no deviating or no offense. There's no second guessing. She is my forever friend, and I thank you, Judy Rohde. Would you like to come up and share a few words about the Mary Kay legacy and how it's changed your life? Come on up. Let's give it up for my friend, Judy Rohde.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. You know how many times you walked me across the stage? You grew up walking me across the stage, and I'm so grateful for that. Oh, hi, you guys. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. So I've got to get to my notes, and so now I have to rearrange the whole table. So you want to help me do that? I've got to, slow. You could cut it with a knife in here, couldn't you? With this atmosphere. So I'm not very good at following notes, but I'm going to really try this time to do that. And so I'm going to start, of course, by thanking Kathy. Where'd she go? Yeah. Why are you so far away? You want to sit in this chair? But anyway, thank you, Kathy, for sharing that, and a forever friend. And this is so important that we're all together here, because that is our heart, is for you guys not to miss this. Don't miss it. Other than that, Kathy, when Kathy said, we were teaching a red jacket class together, actually. And before the class, she said, well, let's see, you're from Texas? And I said, yes. And she said, oh, I'm from Escondido, California. And I said, I've never heard of it. So this isn't in my notes, so I haven't started yet. And so when our house burned in Texas, then that was 9 years ago. Then our children were out here, and now I know where Escondido is because I live 20 minutes from here. So, just the journey, how we think we know, but we don't know, but the love is the answer, and so that's a secure thing. And then I know I've made some friends in this room too. I recognize some of your faces, so thank you for being here. And yeah, Kathy, you're the love button, and where's it? No, here it is. The love button. It's so great, and you know how I feel about you girls. So I'll start now. Okay, so where's Sandy? Where's she? I'm trying to thank her. Is she in the room? Anyway, thank you to Sandy and her team. I know you did a great job. And when she called and asked about me speaking about the legacy, I was thrilled. I was thrilled beyond measure. And so thank you for that, Sandy and Kathy. Thank you, Jay, for always being by my side and encouraging me so much, along with just everybody that he's made a difference in. So thank you so much, Jay Benson. You're amazing. And, I think the last seminar, the 60-year seminar, was the last seminar that I attended for the whole full event. And he was somewhere in the arena, as far as you can get from the stage where we were coming out. And so it's an honor to be here. Such an honor. It's the most humbling feeling that you can imagine. Because honestly, I told them at the table, I'm the oldest person I know. It's true. And I remember about a year ago, I was starting to have some challenges. And so I was at the doctor with my daughter, who is here. She lives a mile from me with her beautiful children. And so we were talking, and I said, well, is this normal that this is happening with me, you know? And he said, so daughter was right here, and he said, yeah, he said, there's about a 40% chance of this happening with the elderly. And so I turned to my daughter and I said, that's so sad that that happens with the elderly. And she said, Mom, he's talking to you. So anyway, it is what it is, right? That's not in my notes. I'm trying. Okay, so our subject is legacy. And when Sandy said that, the very first thought I had was, it's an opportunity to speak about the joy of the journey, yes. And the heartbeat of this company, the total heartbeat, not, you know, Mary Kay lined her heart up to all the God-centered principles, and that carried through the entire heartbeat. So it's so wonderful when you be sure and tell your mascara customer about the heartbeat in this company, and you know, just hook yourself up to the Mary Kay IV and let it drip, 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 and drip. Oh, thank you.
I only brought him up so you could see me.
It's out of control. Okay, now I can see my notes. I wish I could see this table back here. Hi, Johnny. I wish I could see you over there. The school teacher kind of comes out, and when I can't see the whole entire room. Oh, this is really blurry. You know what? These are not the right glasses that I brought. That's okay. We can do this. Those are the wrong glasses. No, that's not Jay's fault. Okay, so let's get going here. So a lasting legacy, that's what we have. Not just a legacy, but a lasting legacy was what hit my heart. A company, these are things that we already know. Okay, so okay if I talk about things that we already know as a reminder of why we know them. Okay, so a company built on the proven truth that love is the answer. A platform of love built on the golden rule of God first, family second, career third. A product with 100% guarantee, and a marketing plan so set apart that it was taught at Harvard Business University. Do you say that? I hope so. We have a lot in our head, and as we've gone virtual and everything that you guys have kept up with and are doing so beautifully with, but some of these truths we are going to keep, you know, in the IV and talk about them because they're Mary Kay. So, Mary Kay, the woman. You know, I thought, she's a legend. And then I thought, we say that, but what is really the definition of a legend? So, this is what I wrote down because this is what Webster says. Someone who achieves extraordinary lasting impact through remarkable skills, unique character, or groundbreaking contributions. I have to go slow so you can get these words, okay? Turkey kind of makes you sleepy sometimes. So are the turkey people awake? Groundbreaking contributions in a specific field by challenging the status quo and having leaving an unforgettable mark. So we know that through her autobiography and everything that we read, okay? But she was a legend, okay? She was named the greatest, this is, you know, even I had forgotten a little bit of this. She was named the greatest female entrepreneur in American history. In a list that looked like this. Here are some of the people. Henry Ford, Bill Gates, John Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, J.P. Morgan, Sam Walton, Walt Disney, to name a few. And she was what? What was she? The greatest female entrepreneur in American history. And the only female. Who said that? Thank you. And Katie, I forgot to say thank you, Katie, for being by my side for a long, long time, many years in Texas, and for flying into Texas to help me get here because it's a balance issue, and so that's what it is, and I need somebody by my side, right? Thank you, Katie. I'm sorry, I had her name circled, but I wasn't looking at my notes. Okay, Mary Kay, she was, in 1999, she was nominated Most Outstanding Businesswoman of the 20th Century. Her humility, her gentle spirit, her integrity, genuineness, compassion, there's not enough adjectives, are there? Her belief in a God-centered dream. You know, this is a Cinderella company, right? And a passion to transfer the dream to the hearts of women in the state of Texas. But guess what? Then that was her dream, her goal just for Texas. Then what did she do with this marketing plan? She put no territories, right? We have no territories. So my Aunt Lulu in North Dakota could be a customer, right? It's amazing. She achieved extraordinary fame through her remarkable achievements. Too many to list, I've already touched on that, but we have the Hall of Fame, right? We have the Hall of Fame at the corporate headquarters. But we don't get there a lot, we don't hear this a lot. So we're going to continue. More about Mary Kay. You can go to In Touch Under Resources, you guys, where it says more, I think it says about our founder. Let's go on. Anyway, so do some of those things. Have a little Mary Kay fun fact sheet, just like you do for the product with the founder. In 1996, she started the Charitable Foundation, which we were so excitedly calling it, I was teaching it as the purpose beyond the product. I just believed that if we share the purpose, the heart-to-heart purpose beyond the product with everything that she did, they're gonna want to buy their lipstick. Would you think? Do you share it? Do you talk about that? I want you to. So that was our Pink Changing Lives season. And still to this day, do your consultants know that every time they place an order, they can donate to the Charitable Foundation $1 or $5 or $10? What if everybody did that, you guys? What in the world? How much money would that become? Okay, this is what they are. First, she had Miracles Happen, her autobiography. We know that. I hope you have that. I hope you know where yours is. And I hope you have your yellow marker. And mine burned up. I lost all of these things in the fire, but they were in my heart. So I want you to put it on your bedside table. That's how I feel about it. Her autobiography. The number 2 book was The Mary Kay Way. That was Timeless Principles, and Priceless Tools for Success. And number 3 book made the New York Times list. And what was that, you guys? There you go. Give yourself a round of applause for that, honestly. And then of course now, that's what we have. Then now we have the In Touch and all the Mary Kay stories, and maybe that's where Kathy was reading from the Mary Kay story that's on In Touch. I don't know how you knew all those things, but
It was people management.
it was people management. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Mary Kay's greatest contribution to our society was her belief in women and her ability to inspire them to dream. So I thought, how in the world and what tool am I going to use to really pour this into you to the best of my ability today? So I chose Paychecks of the Heart. And mine burned up. And so Katie just told me that there's a sticker on the back of this, and I got this at the thrift store book place, the thrift store. So that was fine. It says something to somebody else, but that's okay, right? So obviously they read it, and then, yeah. So anyway, I have it now because I lost so many books. Okay, but we can still order this. You can figure that out. So Paychecks of the Heart. Do you know exactly what it is? Everybody? Does everybody have it?
No.
Have you read it lately?
No.
Okay, well, I'm not in it. Jillian is not in it. Maribel's not in it because we were maybe second generation of nationals. But this is first generation of national sales directors in this book. And also I forgot to thank Jillian. I love you so much. It's just terrible how much I love you. And so, it's baby Jillian to me. And also, Maribel, I remember you from last year with all my heart. I took so many notes when you were speaking. Yeah. And Vince, thank you. I'm sorry you're having to stand back there, but I'm not sorry. Thank you. It was Jillian's idea, wasn't it? So thank you so much. Okay. Paychecks of the Heart. Okay, these are the stories from first generation of Mary Kay leaders and how her inspiration made a difference in so many of their lives. There's 113 of them at the time, with 26 stories, I think, or so in the book. Okay, so a glimpse of their part in the legacy. Okay, here we go. This book was dedicated by them to Mary Kay, and they said this: Dear Mary Kay, quote, our promise and commitment to you, Mary Kay, is that we will always pass the love that you have extended to us. So that's us right now too. Also, are you in the legacy? Yes, you are, and so that's fine. We don't have to be in the book at the thrift store. So their stories are beyond inspiring, and how they work their individual journeys. So take a look. Okay, so we know her passion, her mission to open what? The doors of opportunity that she did not have, right? In her career, her former career. And, her compassion, all the quotes that we know some of them better than others, but I just chose a couple that I remember. She always said, the things that you believe with your heart, speak with your mouth, and act out in love, will inevitably become true. And then for wisdom, I like this. I remember this, that I believe that everyone who accomplishes something great, she said, had help from someone, somewhere, who provided a spark of inspiration, offered a challenge, and held out a hand along the way. She always held your hand, didn't she? Always. Okay, so then I went to something else. Oh yes, I went down a little rabbit hole here. because when you would walk in corporate headquarters to Mary Kay's office, the sign on her office, Jay, I'm not sure you were even there yet. You were born, that's good. But the sign in her office said, welcome to the Office of Sunshine and Rainbows. Have you heard that before? Yeah. Oh, somebody wrote that down. That's good. Okay. All right. So, she would always say, we can talk about our support system. We have a support system like none other. I still love you guys back here. Are you okay back there? Okay, that's good. So, what would she always say? We are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Good job. Okay, so she believed in the truth that every human being, and I remember Jay like this one time. You wrote it down. That was a long time ago. But anyway. She believed that every human being wanted to believe in something more than what's next. Belong to something more. And what's next? Become something more. To believe, belong, and to become something more. Mary Kay knew that. She created a marketing plan, and a place for us to follow one step at a time, one face at a time, one heart at a time. A ladder of success. You guys remember that. Half of this room, we remember wearing our ladders, right? But it was a ladder of success that represented achievement through appreciation, through recognition and understanding. Always being others focused and keeping the heart before the dollar, right? Has to happen. She believed in us. She believed in us. She believed in us. She believed if a woman wanted something bad enough, she would get it done. Figure it out and find her niche and grow into her God-given potential. Have y'all already talked about all this at the whole entire conference already that I missed? No. That's good. She set in place a self-improvement package. Would you agree with that? Yes. A self-improvement package that provided encouragement, flexibility, good dollars per hour, and proven tools of success. She gave us the tools. We didn't have to look for anything. It was there. Teaching us proven principles that our success was in our what plan? Our daily plan. Our belief, our consistency, our accountability to ourselves, our joy in connecting, our enthusiasm in sharing our belief in the product, coupled with the unlimited earning potential. She helped us dream, to set goals, and grow into them. Are you growing into your goal? Yes, you are. I don't know how many minutes I have left. Sandy told me back to transferring a lasting legacy. Back to paychecks of the heart. Okay, these national sales directors earning from $1 million to $7 million in their careers all agree that the far greater awards were the, quote, cherished moments and memories that gave more lasting value and a richer investment than money could ever bring. And that brings me back to Kathy and I when we met. Right? Yes. So, yes, we had the commissions, we had the rewards for sharing our heart, but 15 years later, here we are. They shared their stories with love, admiration, pride, and respect. That's what I'm trying to do. We're sharing it. And look at the nationals that you have here with you. With Jillian, such a role model. And Maribel. I grew up in Texas, and I really wanted a Maribel, and I never had one, ever. I couldn't find her. Okay, so thank you for being here again. Okay, how you doing, Vince? You need a chair or anything?
I'm good, thank you.
So these national, okay, they agreed on the cherished memories, okay. They shared their stories with love. I already said that. Okay, this part I marked out, so I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to go a little bit, with the show, it is about stories, and I learned a lot about Kathy. A lot from Kathy with stories and things. She's a fabulous storyteller, as you know. And so I love that. So, I don't think a national can really speak without giving a little bit of their life story. And when Kathy was reading that I was on the plane to Chicago, well, that was a setup because I was 30,000 feet in the air. And I couldn't say I have to go now. And so she invited me, this lovely, excited red jacket, team leader person. She said, well, when we stop in St. Louis, well, I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee. And I said, oh, I don't like coffee. Oh my gosh, I love coffee. So I said, I don't like coffee. And she said, that's okay. We can just visit. Okay. Well, you don't want to be rude, right? So I wasn't rude, but she told me at the time, or later, actually, that she knew she could help me somehow because I only had mascara on one eye. And also, she had just come from a seminar class, remember, and I'm sure, and she told me later, the class was about overcoming obstacles. And so I was an obstacle, but she did overcome it. So that's a part of the beginning, and I'll just share that because Kathy shared it. And so I won't tell the whole story from there, but I came, I was on her team. She was in Chicago, so my director was in Chicago, and I was in Texas, and I didn't know anything about that anyway. But anyway, I was supposed to set a goal. So she said, set the goal, whatever you're comfortable with for extra income. So I said, I want to do $50 a month. And that's as big as I could think. Oh, good, Vince sat down. That's so good. And so, the reason I'm sharing that $50 a month is because at the time, we had a little millionaires booklet that was, I think, in our showcase at the time in 1983. And so I was reading the Millionaires booklet, and the second national sales director to become a national, who was Mary Kay's second team member that she recruited, her name was Helen McVoy. And I liked her story, so that's the value. You might not like her story, you might like somebody else's story, but I liked her story. And her first goal was $50 a month because she wanted to buy ivy plants, and her husband fussed at her when she bought plants. So she was going to have her own money to buy ivy plants. So that was my first goal. It was a very small goal, but it carried big belief. And I'm going to tell you why. Was it belief in myself? No. But what I believed in was the Mary Kay Company, the proven success stories, the God-centered principles, her ability to transfer and talk about a well-rounded, positive attitude, her words of, you can do it, her simply plan your work, work your plan. I was sold out in my belief. And I honestly couldn't think of any reason in the world why not to be involved in this company. So if you can think of now I know what you're thinking, yes, but they say, I can't sell. That's okay. What did Mary Kay tell us to say there? Oh, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And I found that we could just share. You know, when I got my shih tzu puppy, I thought all my girlfriends needed a shih tzu. And so I was romancing that. So we can share. So I used to have my people at the unit meetings take a piece of notebook paper and write the word sell in great big letters, and I went around with the trash can and they put that in the trash, and then I put share in big letters. And so we were becoming more comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? So it was so simple. It was so simple. Mary Kay said, keep it simple. I was sold out on my belief, okay, and then of course that grows into your inside, that helps you. Because I could blame it on the company. There was no reason why not to be in the company. Okay, then it was the Applause magazine. We always got an Applause magazine in our showcase. Okay, so I looked at the Applause magazine, and I saw the commission structures there, and what caught my eye was $30,000 with whomever I was glancing at, because I was reading it on my break in the teacher's lounge, because I was a high school English teacher. And so I took all my things to school with me in the beginning. If I had 15 minutes, then I studied, because I had 4 children at home and all of these things that we have. This is what we have, right? So we have to figure it out. If the desire's there, we're going to figure it out. Okay. So I looked in the Applause and I saw 30,000. I thought, so my belief was growing. I thought, okay, if someone can do $30,000 in a year, maybe I could do 3,000. When later, of course, I found out that was 30,000 a month. But I'm just saying. So I don't have to go into all of that right now because I have way too many pages. Okay. So I was on board. Here it is. I was on board. I was excited. I was all in. Thank you, Kathy, because the first time I went to the first retreat that you invited me to, I learned how to say that to people, being all in after all these years. And that was, I've been in the company a long time, so we learn from each other. So I wanted to do my homework, because that's where we are. We need to do our homework, right? Do my homework and learn. And Mary Kay said, just find 3 to 6 hours a day for the busy ones, for the ones that were working a 40-hour week and had a family. Just 3 to 6 hours a week, and do one thing a day for your Mary Kay. I like the way that rhymed. Do one thing a day for your Mary Kay, whatever it is. Okay. Then I realized and learned that the highest award in the company was the Go Give Award. Right, that was one dearest to her heart, and that was about just go and give. To me, I thought that wasn't complicated, right? We had the samples, we have the gift certificates, we have everything, and this is going into the Love Month, and I cannot wait to see what you do for the Love Month when you go and give. Because I'm standing here today because the lady on the airplane gave me a hand cream sample. So, that's what happened. Expect great things, Mary Kay, and great things will happen. Where the mind goes, the man follows. Building our confidence. Let's skip some of this, okay? We're doing good. Oh my word, on this page, all I have on there in all caps from head to toe is she believed in us. And I've said that 3 times now, right? And so what Harvard says is that we have to say something that we really want to transfer. That we need to hear it at least 9 times. So I have 6 more times to say that to you. She believed in us. She taught us that success was in, I've already said that. Sorry, daily plan. She said, have a meeting with yourself daily, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. To be still and be clear. Be still and get clear on your next step. The weekly plan sheet will become your best friend. It's still around. So, but you guys do all your computer and all that, and that's perfect. That can be your weekly plan sheet, but get clear. And how many of us remember that she said, if a woman doesn't take the time takes a woman? And at first I thought that was about skincare, didn't you? But think about what it's about. It's about a lot. It's our total life of whether it's time for a health improvement or wellness. I mean, you got something wellness check or whatever all of that is. So it's more than skincare. Okay, so I did a little side note over here. It says, this amazing legacy past, I think I'm closing. It looks like it. There's some more pages back there, but I don't know what they are, because this looks like the closing. Okay, let's close. So, the amazing legacy. Pass it on. The kick line. I put the kick line. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Well, I finished at the 60th anniversary. That was the last kick line for me, that's for sure. But I made it through, and Joe was standing right behind me. So that was good. We used to have the candlelight ceremony with the nationals lighting their candles and passing the torch and passing it on, you know, all these memories that are there. So, this is the closing. It says right here, closing. Okay, it's the joy of the journey. Don't miss it. The hope, the love, the connects that build lifelong relationships. Oh, and I put down here, Jay, Kathy, Jillian, Maribel, all of you, and you in this room. Believe what we have in this unshakable legacy. You are a part. You know the power of one to pass it on. Stay close. Stay focused. Write your story. Have fun. We had fun. I had a lot of fun with my people. Follow your heart. Oh, I've got to tell about this. So when we would qualify for a luncheon back in the day, this is a cute time to tell it. We had our cloth napkins, and we would line up for Mary Kay to sign our napkin. And so I said here in closing, write your story, have fun, follow your heart. She would write these. She would write, follow your heart, and I'll see you at the top. So, write your story, and follow your heart, and I'll see you at the top, Johnny. Okay? Thank you.